Pisces. This is your weekly, a week ahead, weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries. It is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's Pisces energy. So wherever Pisces energy is really impacting your chart, you can apply this. But it's really that pop of Pisces energy. So Pisces, please watch your Sun, your Moon, and your rising sign, because even though you may not be paying attention to it, the energy is still going to impact you. And so why not know about it, right? There's always an extended after every single one of these videos. The link is right there down below. It's a deep dive into the messages that we start over here. So I hope you'll join me for that. If you really love this video, please remember to like it and share it to your social media platforms, and subscribe to the channel. Help Born Without Boundaries grow. And remember to ring that bell so you get all the notifications, so you know when I upload your favorite content. Pisces comes out every single Wednesday between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. Pacific time. That's 11 a.m. and 12 noon over on the East Coast, and all the variations in between, along with Capricorn and Aquarius. So let's get into your reading. Pisces. Oh, I just needed that whiff of sweetness. Sometimes it just kind of like invigorates you, Pisces. No. Let's start with these. These are the animal totem cards, Pisces. Okay, so there's something kind of twisted here going on with the web. Maybe even feeling stuck in somebody else's web. Yeah. It's almost like that sense of make your dreams real, but in some ways you feel like you're being held back, or you can't figure out a way to actually make your dreams real. You're working hard, you're doing all that you can, but ultimately there's some sense of something's pulling you back. Now, what is it that's pulling you back? It doesn't necessarily have to be bad. It's just a sense of maybe I need to go over something. Maybe I've missed something. Maybe I've left something behind. So it could be that in some way, some subconscious way, and dealing with spider, this is really scorpionic energy, so it has a lot to do with the subconscious. So you could very well be like, well, I do have something to do. There's something, I don't want to move on. In other words, Pisces, you don't really want to move on to the next step until something else has fallen into place. There's something else you need to be completed. So that's the question you need to ask yourself right now, is what is it? Because what's in front of me, it's not that I don't want to move forward. Like, I do want what's in front of me, but I don't want it right now. Even though I want it right now, I don't want it right now because there's something else that needs to happen, that I need to fill my heart, that I need to fill this. I need to fill my heart with this. So what is it? Pisces. Remember, these are general energy. This is a general energy, but a little later on in the reading, we're going to go into specifics, as in career, money, and love, and how this all breaks down into those categories. So stick around. This deck, and let's remember why I stopped using it. It's hard to shuffle. Spirit has a plan, and freedom is yours. You had to go your own separate way. This is coming up in the past. You had to go your own separate way and separate yourself from something. Spirit called you to do something else, called you away. It was just something that you needed to do at that time. Maybe it was that you kind of wanted freedom a little bit away from this authority, away from what was already preordained or expected from you. It's almost like you felt like things were happening too concisely, and it made you feel uncomfortable. You didn't want to do the normal thing. You didn't want to go the normal route, and you just wanted your freedom. You wanted to do something else. You wanted to go somewhere else. You wanted to sort of spread your wings and fly. And now it's almost like in some ways you could be experiencing how that is holding you back, and how almost like getting back into sync with doing what Spirit had planned, or even if it's not spiritual, even if it's just doing the norm, doing the regular, but ultimately it's almost like that was something that you had to do, but you skipped over. So it's like, I'm going to go back and I'm going to do that. I need to do that because honestly, if I don't do that, I'm skipping steps that I need to be able to get to where I want. So it's something from the past that you broke away from, that you denied yourself, or that you rebelled against. With all this Aquarian full moon energy around, it's like something that you rebelled against. But remember, now Uranus is in retrograde. So it's making us think, well, why did we rebel? Like, well, should we have made those changes? And it's ultimately a sense of, if it's the answer is yeah, they were for a reason, then the energy is just going to roll over you, Pisces. But this energy isn't rolling over you. You skipped something that you shouldn't have skipped, and it had something to do with kind of what you were kind of not destined, but planned to do. You know, it's like taking that expected route. It's like going to get your master's degree after your bachelor's. Well, I didn't want to. And so you ran away to Europe for what was supposed to be a year, but it ended up being 20 years. And it's almost like, but now you have to go back. You have to go back and you have to finish what you were supposed to finish, because spirits, that's why you're being held back. Spirit isn't going to let you move on without that step. It was required. And it's like now the awakening in your mind is making you realize, okay, yeah, 614, which is follow in faith, is making, it's like that's the awakening. No, I got to do this. This isn't something that I can escape. This isn't something that I should want to escape. This isn't something that should be escaped. This is something that is very kind of just important to me, and I've got to, in other words, you realize now what you have to complete. Pisces. Pisces, 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 Pisces. What do they have to complete? Apologize for the yawning. It's very late where I am. Something about justice. Yeah, this is about equilibrium and balance. I know it could be partnership, of course, because it's Libran energy. But I would say by Libra season, this is almost like a timestamp. There's a recognition and almost like a filing. It's almost like you've committed yourself to doing this justice, going back and evening out the scales. Because in some ways you've been working and churning, and you haven't been getting anywhere. If you've been stuck, whatever area of your life you've been stuck in, I'm not saying it's every area, Pisces, but you're stuck because this tide is holding you back. And now it's almost like you're going back and you're signing, okay, I'll go and enter the master's program, or I'll go and finish this up. This is something that has to be completed, because you're recognizing now, oh, the scales are out of balance, and I'm going to tread water until I put them back into balance. So this is exactly what needs to be done. You're gonna commit yourself to it, or start this up by Libra season. Maybe some of you will be complete by Libra season, depending on what you have to do. Yeah, Pisces. You're just making amends. You're not making amends, because it's not like you did anything wrong, except that you took the wrong train, and you did that intentionally. So now it's like karmic justice is here, that's balancing it out and saying, well, I still want what you were supposed to give me. Ace of Chalices. Oh, there was a real big romance. Could even be marriage. Huge passionate love. Huge passionate love. Or something that you loved a great deal, had a huge passionate love for. But there's almost like there was self-isolation, deciding to self-isolate. But this is also Virgo season. This is a sense of now cultivating it. Something being cultivated that you once had a lot of passion for, to put things back into balance. This is Virgo season. This is Libra season. So this is all happening right now. You're not going to have to wait. There's an offer on the table, an offer being made. What is this offer for Pisces, please? What is this offer for Pisces? It's an offer that's kind of, it felt like it was being forced on you. It felt like you just needed some time. You wanted to take some time to reflect and think it over. Maybe you took too much time to reflect and think over, what am I losing? What have I lost? I think you've had I think you've had enough time to reflect on, what have I lost? And now you're realizing that this offer is going to help you regain that. Okay. So, what is this offer? Well, it's something that you wanted, something that you've desired. I feel like you've already written a note to get in touch with them. The opportunity is coming in, or there was maybe a lot of opportunities or a lot of candidates, but ultimately there was a sense of, it's almost like you tried out for something. I'm going to say that. It's like you wanted something desperately, right? You were reaching for it. There was like public recognition. And then you have the Knave of Swords here. It's like there was a shit ton of other opportunities that you were given or that you had to select from, but it wasn't the one that you wanted. There was always a disappointment and there was always a letdown. I don't understand. Maybe you understand, you can tell me. Pisces. 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 You could have had your heart broken from a third-party situation. I just feel like this is the craziness that ensued. Like nothing ever worked out, including someone that you really loved, a relationship that you thought was going to take off. And there ended up just being a third party. And like heartbreak ended. There was always something really like that was just like, bam, no, bam, no, bam, no. That's what the energy that I'm getting off of these cards. No matter how many opportunities were thrown at you, there was always a block, or there was always a sadness, or it always felt like in some way you were getting punished. No, you weren't. You were getting blocked. You were getting stopped because this was something that you have to go back to. Okay, so what is it exactly? Well, it's going to be different for all of you. That's why we can't get exactly. That's the problem. Oh, but we have the information. All of a sudden, the confusion is solved. All of a sudden, the realization is made. All of a sudden, the information comes in. Some information came in. This information already came in. So it's almost like you have all the information that you need. What else does Pisces need to know before we break this down? Any more cards? No. Maybe these. I keep feeling called to these. Pisces. Pisces. What is this energy that they're dealing with? Pisces. Pisces. To be fair, that's the Justice card. Something is balancing out. And it's like, it's almost like you're not even fighting it because you know it. Second time it's come out. This energy of something has to be balanced. Pay the piper. Do what you need to do. To be fair. In some ways, something wasn't fair. But was it not fair to Pisces, or was it just not fair in general? Like, who is it not fair to? Because wherever the injustice was, it's being balanced out. And I have a feeling like it was you that was unfair. Not necessarily in a malicious way, but you were unfair in the way that you didn't give something the benefit of the doubt, or just assume that something wasn't worth your time. And it really was. And it was something that you actually were assigned to do. Could be like skipping class. Could be like going back and getting your GED. That's the kind of energy that I'm vibing off of this. You got to pay the piper. Let's get into specifics in terms of how this is impacting. Like, how do I pay the piper in my career? Let's go to career. Career for Pisces. What is expected of Pisces in career, please? What is expected of Pisces in career, please? Landed right on the broken heart. So making something happen, and finding the perfect match. And that's all career. So this is a sense of maybe you didn't want partnership. You tried to go it alone. You tried to do this all by yourself. You tried to like do something solo when it was really partnership that you should have been interested in. Somebody early on offered you partnership, or offered you camaraderie, or offered you an opportunity in a bigger group. But ultimately there was just a sense of, no, I'm going to do it on my own. So that's kind of shouldn't have been done. Shouldn't have, not that you shouldn't have gone after your own dreams and aspirations, but you should have taken not only the assistance, you should have taken the partnership, because that means that you would have also been contributing to somebody else's dreams, and there would have been a give and take, right? And since there was just kind of like a take, and I have to do my own thing, you caused more tension for yourself. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, definitely doing things on her own, and the High Priestess following her intuition. And I think that you've been doing it, and I don't think that you've necessarily been failing, but ultimately you just haven't been high achieving. And so what does that mean? It means I got to go back to where I began. I got to go back to where I said no. I got to go back and I got to take that opportunity and create the exchange. This is about energy exchange. Guys, this is so when is this chance or opportunity coming in for Pisces? When is this chance or opportunity coming in for Pisces? Can I get a win? You're very good at what you do. People know that. And you're doing the right thing. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing in terms of the vocation. I said, when is this coming in? Some sort of new... It's like you meet somebody new that reminds you of yourself when you were younger. And that's what kind of makes you realize you got to go back to when you were younger. And I know I'm not talking about really the past. I'm talking about, like, it's not the past. It's carried on. This obligation is carried on into the future with you. So it's like, King of Chalices. You almost feel too old for this now. I'm sorry, like it's a game for young people. And maybe there's some sort of embarrassment in it for you, which is deterring you from being excited about it. At the same time, I don't think that you're going to refuse it. You actually kind of know that it's almost like you feel like you are going to be able to do it, though. There is a way for you to do it. We'll get into the details. Let me go into love. Love. How is this energy impacting Pisces in love? How is this energy impacting Pisces in love? There's marriage here. There's commitment in love. In love, in some ways, you've wanted something more traditional. It's almost like in love, you did exactly the opposite of what you did with career. You've been looking for something very traditional when it comes to love. You want marriage. You want a sound home. You want a sound foundation. Maybe it's trying to overcompensate for what you didn't give yourself with career. You were much riskier and rebellious in career. When it comes to love, no, there is a traditional value system here. So what's happening? Is this a marriage proposal? What's going on with Pisces? I think you jumped into something. This was kind of rash and brash. There was a statement that was made, maybe a promise that was made of somebody that, yes, did want you, an offer or a public recognition of, you know, this is mine, this is my man, this is, maybe you talked about something too quickly, right? And in your enthusiasm, spoke too soon about what might or could happen between the two of you. There's lots of desire here. There's lots of desire. There's a cup of love on the table. There's opportunity and an offer here to begin something new based on something old. So you could be restarting or getting a re-jump onto, it's almost like an old relationship is getting a new start. There's wisdom all of a sudden. Maybe it's like you think you know how to fix whatever it was that kind of went wrong to begin with. I'm assuming something went wrong because this is like a past lover coming back from the past. Or it's just that you want love to be like you imagined it as a child. And that was somebody just loving you like crazy, even if it was stupid. And you've stuck to that image, Pisces. And this is the image that could be holding you back. Sticking to that image could be what's holding you back in love. Because it's like you're just so determined as to, this is what love looks like. This is what I need to feel. We'll get deeper into that. Let's go into finances. Pisces and finances. How is this energy impacting Pisces and finances? Well, it's kind of confusing now, and you kind of caught up. Finances are a little bit, it's not that you don't have money, it's just that you don't necessarily know where the next piece of income is coming from, or maybe you have a lot of options on the table, but none of them look good to you in terms of making money. Maybe you're just very confused right now because there's money that's hung up or stuck, or you're waiting for it. Maybe you're waiting for it to grow, but ultimately money is sort of ambiguous now, and it's not very settling. Money itself is not really reliable, or you don't know where your next paycheck is coming from, and you can't spend the way that you want it to. Like there's this temptation to sort of indulge in everything, but you're stuck, you're hung up, you don't have that ability to do that right now. We're going to go into more detail over in the extended. I love you guys so much, and I do hope you continue the message with me over on Vimeo. The link is below. Thank you so much for watching this reading. I'll see you guys.